So, a lot of things may come to mind when you hear the name Kanye West. You may think of the rapper, you may think of the fashion designer, you may think of the Trump supporter. But regardless of what you think of him, he is a culmination of all these things. He is Kanye West. It is what makes Kanye West Kanye West. So, this video isn't to change your mind about him. It isn't to convince you of anything. It's just simply to shed a light on him that you may not have seen. It may alter your perspective on him a little bit. But by the end of it, I hope I can have properly conveyed the message as to why I think he's so heavily misunderstood. And with that being said, let's look at a few clips where he has said some pretty outrageous comments and break it down. This first clip is the interview between Charlemagne the God and Kanye.
See, Obama came to me before he ran for office, and he met with me and my mother to let me know he was going to run for office, because I am his favorite artist of all time, because I am the greatest artist of all time. George Bush doesn't care about black people.
I am the one, the way your son don't need. So these are just a few of the clips of Kanye saying something way over the top and outrageous, and your initial reaction may be to just shake your head and wonder, why would he say something like that, or why would he do something like getting on stage and taking the mic from Taylor Swift and saying that Beyonce deserved the award. Now, I'm not defending it and I'm not justifying his actions or what he says. However, it does make you wonder why he would say some of the things that he said and why he would do some of the things that he did. And I kind of just think about it and shake my head like I wouldn't have done it. But as I said earlier, it's Kanye West. He wouldn't be Kanye West unless he did some of those things. That's not justifying it, but a lot of people think he does these actions to create hype and buzz around his name, especially around the time of an album release, or maybe he's about to drop a new shoe or something. The upcoming clip is from that same Charlemagne interview, and this is about Trump, and I think that it'll do a good job of shedding some light on Kanye's actual perspective on Trump and where his policies actually align. Here, just give it a watch.
It's a time for the unconventional. I'm not a traditional thinker. I'm a nonconformist. You know, so that relates to the nonconformist part of me. Now, you know, but I'm a producer. I like to segue things. I like to take Otis, chop it up, do it like this. So what's the Ye version? The Ye version would be the Trump campaign and maybe the Bernie Sanders principles. That would be my mix and stuff.
This clip goes to show that Kanye is not a blind supporter of Trump's policies, but instead he just liked the way that Trump ran his campaign. Does this mean that he disagrees with all of Trump's policies? No. Does this mean that you can disregard any dislike you have for Kanye because of his support for Trump? No. But I believe when he puts the hat on and he does say that he loves Trump, I think he just loves the charisma that Trump has because he relates to that. Not necessarily because he relates to Trump's policies, but instead, when he puts the hat on, it reminds him of Trump's campaign. And like the clip says, he would run his campaign as Trump ran his, but with Bernie Sanders' policies and principles, which shows you that a lot of the people that dislike Kanye for supporting Trump, a lot of those people supported Bernie or supported Hillary, and it seems that Kanye agrees with the policies of Bernie or even Hillary, but instead would like to run his campaign like Trump ran his campaign. So I think that's just a big misunderstanding, and a lot of people are misplacing their dislike to Kanye because they think that he just supports all of Trump's policies just because he likes Trump's charisma and the person himself. Now, as I've said multiple times throughout this video, Kanye is very known for coming out and saying outlandish comments or doing outlandish things. What I dislike are when people just brush a lot of those events under the rug because it didn't necessarily offend them, and they would just say, yeah, you know, I love his music, I love Kanye, but he's a little crazy. and they just brush a lot of the things that he has done or said under the rug. However, when he says or does something that rings home to them for whatever reason, now all of a sudden it becomes a statement. Kind of like a comedian. A comedian can have a set for an hour and they can make jokes on various topics. But when they make a joke on a subject that rings home to someone, that certain someone may have laughed at the other 50 jokes, but the 51st joke now all of a sudden is a subject they don't like being talked about, and it becomes a statement, and they will vilify the comedian. And a lot of people vilify Kanye for the same reason. Like, if you're not going to like him because of his outlandish comments and statements, dislike him for all of his outlandish comments and statements. Don't just wait for one to offend you and now vilify and hate him. Don't listen to his music. Don't buy his shoes. Now, this last clip are for the people that say they miss the old Kanye, they don't like his new music, for whatever their reason. It could be because they genuinely just miss his old music, or maybe it's because their newfound dislike for him because of a lot of the comments he has come out and said relatively recently. So here it is.
Like, it's the same shit with Kanye. You know, a lot of us say like, "Oh, Kanye's older shit and this and XYZ as far as like sonically." But the truth is, regardless of what you might think of his, political beliefs, he's a fucking genius and he makes
Mm-hmm.
amazing music and his sonics are crazy and they're awesome.
So that's the rapper Logic, for those of you that may not know, aka Bobby Biracial. But that is going to about do it for this video. I hope that, maybe I could have just changed one person's perspective on Kanye. And who knows, I might make a part two. There's a heck of a lot more things that I have to say about Mr. West. He's a very interesting person, to say the least. And there's a lot of subject matter that I did not cover. So if you watched to this point, thank you very much, and I'll see you next video.